So you've just landed in Canada as a permanent resident. First of all, congratulations. I know how exciting it can be. I experienced this just a couple of years ago, and I also know how confusing it could be. So on today's video, I'm going to be walking you through the things you should do when you land as a permanent resident. Also, make sure you watch till the end because I'm going to be sharing some common mistakes newly landed immigrants make. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ify and this is Ify's Beats. If you're a first time viewer, thank you for watching, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you again. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, just engage in whatever form. So the first and most important thing when you land is to get your SIN, which is your social insurance number. You can get it either online or in person. I think you can also get it at the airport sometimes, but I always advise you that you should pick in person because in person you get it immediately, but if you apply online you have to wait a while. All you need to get your SIN is your COPR and your passport. And you need your SIN to do the most important things, which are opening your bank account and submitting to your employer. So you need to get your SIN done as quickly as possible so you can hit the ground running. One important tip is that you're not supposed to share your SIN with anyone. You can only share it with your verified employer. That's someone you're sure is employing you and not a scam. Government agencies if they request for it, or your bank. This is to avoid identity theft. So the next thing on your list is to get a Canadian phone number. This is very important, obviously. Wherever you're coming from around the world, you need a phone number to be able to make calls. You need to be reached, especially when you start applying to jobs. You need your employers or your potential employers to be able to reach you. You also need to open a bank account, book appointments, apply to government agencies. Always start with a cheap prepaid plan. It's something you can always upgrade later. If you are asked to present a bank account, you can use that of a friend or a relative, and you will change it eventually. If you have to make a decision on monthly payments, make sure you go with an affordable plan and plan to upgrade your plan or change your provider later. As long as you haven't bought any phone from a provider, you are free to change your plan, so you're not stuck with anyone. The next step is to open a bank account. Once you have your SIN and your phone number, you can just open your bank account. Most Canadian banks offer newcomer packages, which usually include a debit card, a no monthly fees account, and also a credit card. For your bank account, you should bring your SIN, your passport, your COPR, which is your confirmation of permanent residence. And most banks would require you to bring a proof of address. Now, this is where your phone number comes in, because when you pay for your phone number, you are given a bill of receipt, which serves as a proof of address because that will also have your address on it. So it will serve as a proof of address to the bank, even if it's your temporary address. Having a job doesn't affect you opening a bank account, so you don't have to worry about that. And make sure to ask for a credit card. Now, different banks have different credit card packages that they offer to newcomers who don't have jobs. So I'll suggest you make a research before going to the bank. So making that research will help you know what you're supposed to expect. Some banks give as little as $1,000 credit limit, and some give as high as $4,500 credit limit to newcomers. So depending on what your goals are, you should have that in mind when selecting a bank. Another important thing to note is that you need an appointment to open a bank account in most banks. As someone who grew up in Nigeria, you could walk into the bank without an appointment, join the queue, and still get seen. But here in Canada, an appointment is very important. Sometimes you're allowed to do a walk-in and still successfully open a bank account, but in many banks, they would not pay attention to you if you do not have an appointment. So make sure you call ahead and book an appointment for the day you're interested in opening your bank account. Even if it's same day, try many banks, and eventually you most likely will find one that would have an appointment for that day or probably accepts walk-in. So the next thing is you apply for your provincial health card. So for the provincial health card, each province is different. Some have waiting periods and some cover you immediately. Here in Alberta, you go to a registry and you open your health card. It's a walk-in. You do not have to have an appointment to apply for your health card in most Alberta registries. In Alberta, it's important to apply as soon as you can because there can be a waiting period of up to 6 weeks. So the next thing is to register for government services. Now, depending on your situation, you might qualify for child benefits, tax credits, or settlement services. You want to register with Canada Revenue Agency, the CRA, and settlement services that are available in your city. Some of these newcomer settlement agencies can help you with job applications, resume writing, free English classes, and integration support. So do well to register with some of them. Here in Edmonton, I used the Breading Center. Also, as part of registering for government services and benefits, depending on your city, you might be eligible to get discount on some city services. Here in Edmonton, as a newly landed permanent resident, you get a discount for your transit service, so you have to apply to that. You go to the Edmonton City Centre downtown to submit your application. You can also apply at rec centers around the city, but usually downtown gives you immediate discount while you wait for your application to be approved, while the rec centers around the city do not give immediate provisional discount. Edmonton City also covers discounts for other services like accessing the rec center, the Edmonton City Zoo, and Fort Edmonton Park, which are nice places to visit as a new permanent resident. Another thing you want to do is start building your credit history. I know this one seems very stressful for new immigrants who are coming from cash societies, but your credit history can affect things like buying a car, renting a house, getting loans. So as soon as you've been approved for a credit card, start using your credit card. Make sure never to miss payments and never to max your cards. Try to keep it under 30% and spend only money that you have in your account to pay back. And the next thing you want to do is to start searching for a job. You want to make sure that your CV or resume is in the Canadian format. Remove photos, age, and other personal details. Open a LinkedIn profile, start attending job fairs, and try to network. A lot of jobs in Canada are gotten from networking. And finally, try to integrate as much as possible. Read about the city you are living in, the province you are living in, and about Canada in general. If you're going to try to get a job, you want to be aware of what's happening and what the country is like. Explore all the services that are designed to help newcomers settle in better. If you're a religious person, please make sure to attend religious gatherings. There you might find other people who have similar experiences to yours, or just people who are willing to help you settle in better. Know your rights, employee rights, tenant rights, how taxes work, how the healthcare system works. So common mistakes that newly landed permanent residents make is number one, rushing into expensive phone contracts. Number two is ignoring your credit score. Some people are so afraid of credit, they don't realize that it's designed to help you if used properly. Not applying for your health card early. There's no reason to it. Don't wait till you fall ill. Falling for rental and job scams. There are a lot of scams out there, especially on Facebook Marketplace. So you have to be as careful as possible when making purchases, when applying to jobs. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. So make sure to do your research. And lastly is comparing your journey to others. Moving to a new country is a very difficult thing to do. And it's a very difficult phase. You have to adapt, integrate, acclimatize. There's so many things to do. Every stage is a learning curve. So please give yourself grace to understand the system, learn, and eventually thrive. Everyone starts at different stages, so do not compare yourself to anyone. Let me know in the comments what was the most confusing part when you newly landed, or what you anticipate to be the most confusing part when you land. For me, it was understanding the transit system. Moving around in Edmonton with the bus seemed confusing for a couple of weeks. So landing in Canada is a very exciting time. What you do in the first few weeks of landing is very important. So if this video has been helpful, please like, subscribe, share, comment, just engage in whatever form. Thank you for watching. See you on my next video. Bye.